Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Stretford Paddock. I am Adam McKola, and this is 3 in, 3 out. The January transfer window is fast approaching, and hopefully Manchester United will be participating and making a few transfer deals of their own happen. Although I'm a little bit pessimistic on that myself. Nevertheless, in this video, I will give you 3 players I want to see leaving Manchester United and 3 players I want to see coming into the club. Before we get stuck into that though, make sure you are heading to the description below for the link to our event in Dublin. Now, it's like 2 days to Christmas. If you're watching this on the day of release, that means some of you may still be running around for last minute presents. Now, if you've got a mate that would love to be at our show, he'll get to see or she will get to see Jay, Joe, myself, Steve, and Brian McClare there for a live podcast, live interview with Brian McClare. Loads of more things going on as well in Dublin on the 30th of December. Great last minute Christmas present. Go check out the link below, and hopefully you guys will be seeing us over there. But let's get stuck into this video. As I said, 3 ins, 3 outs. The first out I'm going to go with is Aaron Wan-BISSAKA. Now, when Aaron Wan-BISSAKA came in, I was really excited to see him join the club. We spent a lot of money on him, and I thought his initial impact was pretty good. And we've seen him play in some big games and play really well against the likes of Manchester City, against the likes of Paris Saint-Germain. We've seen him do really well defensively in some games. But under Erik ten Hag, he hasn't really had much opportunities, whether because of injury, fitness, or whatnot, but also because his style of play just isn't suited to that of what Erik ten Hag will want from his fullbacks. I think defensively is very good, but going forward, playing the ball out from the back, it leaves a little bit to be desired. So Manchester United should cash in on Aaron Wan-BISSAKA. We need to bring in another right back as well, and hopefully that will free up some room to be able to do that. So Aaron Wan-BISSAKA is one of those players that I would consider letting go if I was in charge of Manchester United. In at number 2, we are going to go with Harry Maguire. Now, Harry Maguire has just had an excellent World Cup for England, and his stock has risen. It's probably at the highest that it has been in an awfully long time, and therefore, Man United should cash in. I'm not convinced Harry Maguire will ever be the main centre-back for Manchester United. I don't think he possesses the ability. Maybe in the same way as Aaron Wan-BISSAKA, he has some good attributes to him. Yes, he can defend well aerially and all those kind of things. But in terms of bringing the ball out from the back, in terms of playing against fast-paced opponents at times as well, too many mistakes in there. And for me, Manchester United should cash in while his stock's high. I'm not fooled by those performances in the World Cup. We'll never come up against teams at the level of Wales and Iran, and if we do, it's going to be very, very rare. So for Manchester United, we should cash in. Again, probably very unlikely that this will happen in January, but it is something that we should look to be doing in the near future, because he's 4th choice at the moment, at best, and he's your captain, and he cost 80 million. You're going to have to sort that out. In at number 3, now this maybe could be a departure on loan. I'm not really fussed either way. But Anthony ELANGA is possibly someone that needs a little bit of a move where he's playing every single week and he's playing regularly. Because at Manchester United, I don't feel he has enough to make an impact of the bench on a consistent basis, and I don't think he has enough to be playing from the start. We've also got plenty of other players, and hopefully we'll be bringing in some attacking players that will occupy some of those forward positions. So for me, Anthony ELANGA's best bet is probably to go out on loan, get some minutes under his belt, get some experience, and who knows, maybe come back to Manchester United or get himself a move elsewhere. So Anthony ELANGA would be the 3rd of my outs. Now, 3 ins again. With the Glazers looking to sell, I'm not convinced these will happen. But nevertheless, let's just, dream, eh? In at number 1, I'd go with CODY GAKPO. One of my outs was Anthony ELANGA. We obviously need width anyway. You do have the likes of Anthony and Sancho and Rashford, and I think they give us great options. And obviously Garnacho as well. But CODY GAKPO, as we saw during the World Cup and we've seen during the season for PSV, he can get goals, he can get assists. He's keeping that level of consistency up. When the pressure was risen a little bit on him in the World Cup, he delivered for his nation. And hopefully, is a player that will come to Manchester United and continue to do that. Obviously, Erik ten Hag wanted him in the summer, and we maybe would have got him if the options were there, or if Cristiano Ronaldo left in the summer. That didn't happen. Ronaldo has now left, though, so Cody Gakpo would be a great player to bring in. Now, I may be in the minority on this one, but I want Ivan Toney at Manchester United. So here's my second in. I know he's got this thing hanging over him where he could be receiving a suspension from the Premier League or the FA. But, you know, if it's not that bad of a suspension, I would bring him in. And even if you get a deal done to bring him in the summer or something, 14 appearances this season, 10 goals, 2 assists. But more than that, I think the ability of the player with his back to goal, you know, running in behind, you know, in different formations, the style of play that Thomas Frank asked from him, I think he'd be a perfect fit for Erik ten Hag and be a perfect fit into our front line with the other players that we have. I'd really love to see Ivan Toney given a chance at Manchester United. I think he could really push on and continue to improve and possibly become and maintain himself as one of the best strikers in the Premier League, because he has been very, very good this season. Should have went to the World Cup with England. He didn't, but Manchester United just snap him up. Now, in at number 3, it's a player that we already own, but he's out on loan. Ethan Laird. Bring him back if we can. I was trying to think of a right back for Manchester United to sign on this video, and I was sitting there thinking, who the hell could we sign to bring in as a right back? And I just don't really think there's a player there that I'd like to see us sign, because then you're pushing the likes of Ethan Laird back even further. Now, there are obviously great right back. You could bring in Hakimi or someone like that. But is that likely? No. Ethan Laird is a fantastic talent. He's doing really well for Bournemouth at the moment. Now, you could maybe argue, do you want to disrupt that? Give him the full season. But we need a right back. Diogo Dalot's picked up an injury at the World Cup. Maybe Ethan Laird's your guy. So those are my 3 ins and 3 outs. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you're keeping it locked to the channel by hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget, the link is below for that event in Dublin on the 30th of December. Make sure you're joining us and Brian McClare over there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, you can go and check out paddockmerch.com and all that as well if you want any of the designs on the t-shirts that we've got. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Those are my 3 ins and 3 outs. Get yours in the comments below, and I'll see you next time in a bit.